Hello, welcome back. Last time I did these two rooms and the silly secret up here, and it was a good time. Is this room what I remember it being? Yes, it sure is. Okay. So this room started with just one core interaction, and then I figured out an interesting puzzle to build all around it. And this little discovery I made that is the core of this interaction caused a bit of a stir in CaravelNet at the time. There was a bunch of debate about whether this should be considered a bug or not. And then suddenly I started seeing this interaction everywhere in a bunch of other holds at the same time. Anyway, so the interaction is that stable fluff will not block onthic beams, while loose puffs will. So by causing the onthic, that's the only first action I can really take there. Causing the onthic to light that fuse. Yeah, that's meant to demonstrate. I guess I have to not step that specific way that I did it to spot that onthic beam is stopped by puff. But if you look at the rest of the room, you'll realize that's kind of important. Anyway, yeah, so I get a puff there. I have to step here, which the bomb has just vacated, to get access to anything I can do. Okay, so we got Roach, Rock Giant, the only Rock Giant in the hold, I think, maybe? Goblin, Evil Eye, Wraithwing. So right, Roaches have to die. Obviously, these just need to be opened and they'll die on hot tiles. So those two orbs do that. There are fire traps here. Cracked orb, fire trap, cracked orb, dirt floor. So all these orbs have fire traps on them. I seem to recall I don't really get to interact with these orbs directly. Yeah, okay, so these 5 all correspond to one of the fire traps under one of these cracked orbs. This door only opens... Well, B-throw is in one of these 2 chambers, and both of those orbs that open it close down doors that would let B-throw out, and then the things that open that reclose the door to the orbs. Yeah, so B-throw goes into one of these chambers, exposes those orbs to the outside world, something happens, onthic slides up and down, and then B-throw is let back out. So while the onthic is sliding up and down, its beam's gonna be Puff. Please don't. I need that onthic to let me out. Yeah, so onthic beam is gonna sweep across this entire space, and there are orbs here that I need to protect because all these have to go, right? So this one opens that, which is important for the Rock Giant getting there. This one opens that Roach. This one opens the way to the Evil Eye and Wraithwing. Looks like this is where the Puff is going, probably. That's a pit. Oh, and that orb itself... Huh. This closes that. Weird, okay. And this opens... Alright, anyway, there are a lot of mechanisms in here. This seems needlessly complicated, but this is what I did with it. Anyway, so what this boils down to is kind of a resource management challenge because the onthic beam will be sweeping across here, so I have to decide which spheres I want to protect when. With puff movement, I can't get all of them. I can get exactly 2 because I can time the puff such that it'll be moving from one row to another as the onthic is sweeping across. I need all 5 of these. But if an orb is going to get destroyed, then I can let its protection get cracked earlier. So what's the first one that I can use? Oh boy, okay, so this orb opens that door, allowing me to hit that, so this one is not important to protect. Because one onthic sweep will only crack the outer layer of protection here, so let me just show what happens here. So onthic comes and crack, 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 crack. Lets me through here, and then... I have to interact with the Evil Eye first to get anywhere now. Okay, that's fine. So getting rid of the evil eye lets me get in here, which would then have the Ontlik doing those things. Yeah, so that's why I need to protect the outer orbs. Well, either way. So let's see. I'm gonna want... I have a feeling I'm gonna protect, like, these two first. Let's do that might be a pain. Let's do the north two. That'll be easy and useful. So after this stage, I lose the puff and gain a Wraithwing, and I'm going to be down here. Sure, this'll work. So I'm gonna have the puff go there. Okay, let's see. Timing. That timing was perfect. Okay, cool. So these two got protected because the puff moved up there. I'm making a bunch of noise. Puff died. That won't do. And now I reset too far. That's fine. It looks to me like it might be kind of a pain to get the puff to those two. In fact, perhaps impossible. Let's see if it is possible. Probably is if I bring it down here. For this, I would want the timing to be... Oh, the problem is Puff's gonna die. And that's not the timing that I want anyway. Puff is gonna die, right? Probably. Let's just assume it will. I'm pretty sure it's these two up here that I want to protect. Is that the timing? Yes. Okay, protected. But I'm dead. Okay, you need to be farther over. Got it. This is pickier than I thought. Like, it looks like a big open space, but it's actually kind of specific. Is this when I want to go? Right after it's moved? Well, yes, but it's in the wrong place. And also that's going to be no. Alright, same turn that it moves. Perfect. Okay, two things protected. Puff is liberated. One orb used. And now I get a Wraithwing. Alright, so with a Wraithwing, now I have to figure out how to protect two more orbs. Because the Ontlik has to sweep across again when I do this. After that I get a Goblin. And I'm going to be in here. Let's hope that's okay. So with the Wraithwing, I think I remember the dance that I want with you. It's going to look something like... Let's see, how is it going to be? Something like that, but not that. Something like this? Yes, this exactly. Okay. So those were protected because I preserved the outer layer. Wraithwing is there, and I can make him step south by doing this. There we go. Okay, so that was sweep number 2. Wraithwing, I don't... do I still need it? Might still come in handy for the, for more protection. Do I need another sweep? Alright, so that orb went. I think I might be able to park the Wraithwing to protect this orb and use the Goblin on the other two? I don't think I'll be able to use that Goblin. What's my next step? I want to be in there. What opens this? That does. So then I need to use that to make the Rock Giant move. Do another sweep. I do still need all of these preserved. I feel like I messed up somewhere, but let's see how this goes. How cooperative are you for this Wraithwing? Perfectly. Okay, so the Wraithwing is seemingly in the right place, and... Goblin's a problem. Isn't it? Interestingly, no. Okay. Everything worked out. Great. Okay, this is, I think, as I planned it. If I step here, I can move the Goblin. Great. Okay. That's a little bit magical, but it worked out. You know, you can kind of deduce it. Kinda. And I believe I'm done sweeping now. Like, the rest of this just kind of cleans itself up, right? I don't think we're doing another pass at this. I'll keep these monsters alive in case I'm remembering wrong. But yeah, okay, so what all does this do? It kills the Omplik, for one thing. Right, I forgot to look at what did that. It's this orb. Yeah, so at the time the Omplik dies, this orb just has to still be around. Rock Giant dies on those hot tiles. These are open. Roach dies. Other Roach will die after I deal with this Goblin. Can I use a Force Arrow for this in some fancy way? Probably theoretically, but, like... I don't know that I'm gonna make it happen. Almost. No, what am I doing? Just do this. It's easier. Okay, there we go. That's a room clear. Yeah, so it started with the whole idea of toggling between Fluff and Puff, Omplik beam blocking behavior, and then turned into this. I like this. I'm happy with this mechanism, mostly. I think it's constrained enough that there actually aren't so many choices within the possibility space that you're likely to get stuck for very long here. Like, you might make the wrong choice about which orbs to protect, but your alternatives are extremely limited. Like, it only made sense to protect, like, either bottom two or top two with the Puff at first. And the bottom two were a pain, so you'll probably try the top two first, and then everything else just kind of works itself out. Yeah. So room's pretty forgiving. Alright, this one. This one's some back and forth with Omplik and Goblins. Alright, so Roach, you're clearly the most locked away. Somebody's got to step there. So I break that orb, and it's going to have to be a Goblin, because I won't be convincing an Omplik to go there. Other two... That could be an Omplik. That probably couldn't. How many goblins do I get? 3? Okay. Yeah, it looks a lot to me like this is the Omplik side and this is the Goblin side. Like Goblin, 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 Omplik, Omplik. And those are those destinations. How do I start this? With that? Okay. Let's just start it and see what happens. Omplik come to me, and I'd like them here and here, I think. That gives access to all goblins at once. Yeah, okay. So this is a matter of surviving 2 Omplik at a time. Not absolutely trivial, but reasonably easy. Reasonably doable. Sure. I want you to turn, but then you beam me. Yeah, okay, see, here's where problems start. And that's where problems might end. Kinda? Maybe? Will you step north? Yep. Cool. And then I can kill you. Alright, and then you just, like... Well, I'd make you slide, but that would be bad for me. I think I can do this, probably. And you'll just kinda... You won't step south. What if I step, like... Do I need the other Omplik to accomplish this? So to make you step south-ish. Alright, so this one's a little bit different just because of directional preferences. Will you go east here? No. I can make you do that, but then I die. How will I cause you to get on that plate? That one's a lot trickier. If the other Omplik were there and were a blockage when you wanted to sidestep... Let's see, that'd be like B-throw, sword, Omplik, Omplik, and then this one would step here, but like that looks like a dead B-throw to me. So what are my alternatives? If I'm down here... How are Omplik preferences? Do they just do vertical preference? I forget. So I think I want to freeze you on my way out. That's not gonna work, is it? It's actually pretty close to working, but not quite. Okay, this part, surprisingly tricky. There's something more to it that I have forgotten. Let's try a different beam reflection angle. Or that, this technique, maybe. That was as far as that technique went, but this might work? Will you vertical preference in there? No. No, you will not. Yeah, it's just a little short of enough space here. Okay, so... I can get an optic onto that tile. That's very doable. All that involves is getting it onto... not this diagonal. I need an orthogonal move, this move, and then... yeah, you'll be pretty cooperative here. Alright, there we go. You're in line. While I wait for that, I'll turn my sword. So I can freeze you, and then... I'd rather have it north. I can do that. Maybe I would have rather had it south, actually, now that I look at that. Well, no. Alright, so something like this. You can kind of see what I'm going for here. Will you step... no. Can I buy myself some time by making you turn the wrong way? Yes. Is that good enough? Yes. There we go. Okay. That was tricky. I forgot about that part of this room. Wonder if I had another way to do that, and that was... that felt about right, I guess. Alright, goblin time. Get around 3 goblins and push them onto plates. I might be able to do something a little short of that level of effort. Just sneak one in there. There we go. 1 goblin disposed of. You march in there. Actually, why don't you get behind me, both of you? There we go. Then from here I can move you there easy. Easy, I say. Sure, there we go. Goblin part's a lot easier than the Ontlik part. It's just this one plate, that's the tricky one. Neat. I think this room turned out fine. No complaints about how that went. Oh boy, this room. What? Wait, why did that wake up the Ontlik? What's going on here? It didn't, they're already awake. Okay, so roaches trapped behind bombs with very short fuses, so Beethro would not survive. Oh well, it doesn't matter whether he'd survive or not, he can't even get there. I could step around that corner and be fine. Yeah, I could step around that corner and be super fine. I wouldn't even have to go around the corner. I could just step here. I can be invisible, so let's be invisible. But in order to open those, I have to be out here, so the room has to be set up to clear itself at the time that I'm out here. So obviously fuses are lit by Ontlik, but also I need them in range of the explosions. So I can examine the explosion ranges like that. Yeah, okay, I see what I've done here. It's hard to get an Ontlik right against a wall, as was just demonstrated here. This wasn't on purpose, but this is a good reminder that it's hard to get an Ontlik against a wall. So yeah, anyway, these are kind of cluing me into something. There's Ormites here for some reason. I wonder why. So roaches and Ontlik have to die after I hit this orb. So a pretty ideal looking spot would be an alt-click here looking south at this fuse, an alt-click here looking north at this fuse, an alt-click here looking west at this fuse, and an alt-click here looking east at this fuse. Alright, so I just gotta set that up while I'm invisible. Or while I'm not, but good luck doing that. It's definitely impossible. Let's see, to peel one off I can do this. And order kinda matters a little bit here. It's less of a pain to get through if I'm careful about which alt-click I place where first. I think I can place this one. Alright, so the magic spot is right here. Right there. Looking north. That's not quite ideal, but I can fix it. There we go. Okay, great. So if I just stay out of range, you're in good shape now. Okay, so I guess Ormites are there, because for some reason I don't want the player to be able to go by all the way over here, right at that edge. I don't know what I was doing with that, but that's what I did. Okay, I think the best way to think of this is that I'm packing them clockwise from here. So let's bring you out all the way across this little barrier. And you'll be the east looker. That was not an orthogonal move. That was, but it was the wrong one. Here we go. However, I don't want one of those. 1, 2, 3. I want you here. Yes, like that. Okay, that worked itself out. You're looking at the right place from the right place. Cool. This is going to be a pain. I think well, I feel like I did my order wrong, but also how could I have done it differently? I guess I'll move you up here and just like park you somewhere, then move this into place here. I guess? Something like that. Oh boy, I got two at once. I don't want that. Could probably theoretically do it, but it'd be not pleasant. Okay, this will do. Right, and I can stun them from a distance like that. I kind of just want you out of my way for a moment over here. And I think I can arrange that. Sure. That's not really out of my way. That's still very much in my way, but maybe it's good enough to... No, it's not. Let's have you look a different direction. How about that direction? Sure. So yeah, I don't think I really planned out the exact route that someone would take through this room. It's just like, you see the overall problem. Just find a way, somehow, to deal with all these things at once. And this is the way I'm finding today. I'm positioning you wrong. You're supposed to be... here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Done. If I could get out of your range, it'd be done even better. I did it. Okay. So I'm going to face south and bring you with me. I did it. Okay, great. And you go actually right there. Right there, huh? No, not right there. Right here, getting my diagonals confused. So yeah, this is the position I want you. The facing I want is that one. There we go. Oops. So I think I'm set now? Lit. And exploded. Neat. Okay, these later rooms are going quicker than I expected. I know there's just one more beyond this. Sure, this is fine. I guess we're doing the rest of the level. Yes, Slayer shows up again for these last two rooms, I believe. Okay, so bunch of Omplik all trapped on arrows. No, ortho squares in this case. Arrows in that case. Bunch of Seep that I can't stab, and a Slayer to help me stab them. Very small space here. But as long as you know a little bit about how to Slayer, this shouldn't be a problem. How do I get you out of there? Well, okay, so at this point I can go in here manually. What do I do with these powder kegs? I'm not going to be having the Slayer stab them. How do I actually find my way out of here? Ah, there's a fuse there. Got it. It was hard to see. Okay, so that's nice. If you just stay kind of out of my way for a minute. Thanks, what a nice guy. And yeah, you won't go south because there are explosives there. I'd like you just, again, out of my way. I will need your help here, though. Ow. Well, I'm dead. Am I dead here? No. Sure, that works. Now, you go over there and stay out of my hair. I'll need your help here once again. No, I won't. I can just blow up the Seep, I think. And that's fine. I'm sure it is. Don't get blown up. I'm probably still going to need you for Omplik protection. Yes, I definitely do, because I'm kind of really boxed in here. Alright, so do what I did in this room, but in a bit more cramped confines. Somehow. Just kind of make inputs until something works out. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I don't want to step in that spot. That's a terrible spot. Where can you go to help me? There's actually kinda good. I can step across this without any trouble. I'd love it if you kept your hook right there like it was. You're not going to, though. Yeah, so I have more freedom of movement here than it kind of looks like. Let's see, is there a way I could, well, if you hadn't stepped south, maybe. You hold still, thanks. Okay, I made it somewhere. I need to stab you. If I can stab you and have some turns, I can get out. Cool. Yeah, so let's just go, I guess counterclockwise from here would be fine. Slayer, you can help me with that, probably. Let's do this trade places thing that we like to do together. Somehow. That's not quite right. I'll need you to turn the other way. Maybe I can stab that manually. I'll try. I did it. Okay. And I think I can just get in here and do this. If I can get the Slayer out of my hair for a minute. I can't. Okay, so Slayer's too close. If I turn north instead of south, he's still just as aggressive. And from here, I can't make you go somewhere useful. Okay. So let's do the same, but with a bit more Slayer distance, maybe. How would that happen? I'll send you on an errand somewhere else. Because I have to face, like, all the way south. Let's go for a different one. Or maybe, let's try one more time to enlist Slayer aid here. I have some room to turn around. So what I need... something that's kind of a pain to get when you're going around me in this direction. Can we reverse... Well, that's nice and all, but it doesn't help me. Alright, Slayer. I'll need some cooperation here. I know you don't really want to. This might do fine, actually. Can I escape this? No. Same problem as ever. So yeah, I'd love to get you down here, facing west. Oh, here we go. Here's an opportunity. There, that works. Okay. And now, are there few enough Omblick I can just move on my own here? You know what? Slayer, go away. I think I'm done with you. Pretty sure all the double beam spots are gone by now. There we go. Yep, so looks like a big scary Omblick laser grid, but there's only, actually, I guess just... It's only these two pairs that are really a problem and require Slayer assistance to kill. All the rest can just be done by hand, since these don't have mates up here. I could have put some there, but that would have just made the room more tedious, so I'm kind of glad I didn't. Alright, last room of the level. I can do this. So this is a resource management challenge. Got a bunch of Omblick behind various obstacles. This shallow water really blends in here. That's really hard to see. How unfortunate. I should have done like a different lighting here or something to make that stand out. Or a different floor style here, or make this bridge or something? I don't know. Alright, so pressure plates. First thing what's going on here? I think I'm supposed to use this to make the Slayer smell that door and go toward that orb? Sure, now he's trapped in there and I can get him back out by putting something on this plate. Okay, I'll accept that, I think. Puff and Wraithwing. Okay, let's look at our obstacles. So we got a relay station here. This can only be blown up. Do I have explosives? Yes, this powder keg. Okay. Who will stab the powder keg? I don't know. So just lighting this bomb fuse will kill both of these, and that's fine. Lamps allow explosions to pass but are not destroyed. Relay stations are in fact destroyed by explosions. The decoy will stab the powder keg to liberate this Omblick. Okay, so that takes care of this one, this one, this one. We got a pit here. That's going to have to be for the puff, I think. One of them. I get 2 puffs. 2 pressure plates. If I can free an Omblick, which this one will be, then I could get it on one of these. Shallow water, I think, can just be Slayer stabbed. And the Briar, this has to be puffed. There's nothing else that'll destroy... Well, powder keg, sure. But you can't puff a relay station, you can puff a Briar. Okay, that's a plan for everybody, right? So Slayer, powder keg, and decoy. Puff, puff, step on the fuse. Looks pretty straightforward. What's the Wraithwing for? I think the Wraithwing's for, like, puff manipulation a little easier or something. Feels unnecessary, though. I feel like I can just stab it and do the room fine. Let's try that. Okay, no, that's right. The puff... That's right. The puff can sneak... the Wraithwing can sneak the puff through the Omplic beams. That's what it is. That's why you're more convenient. Let's do it that way. Had to see that beam coming across there to remember why it's a pain to do this myself. Where's this puff going? It can liberate that Omplic, and that one can go on a pressure plate. Oh, a Slayer can go on the other one. I only need one Omplic to do a job here. Sure. If you go here, and then just get out of there, the puff will do the rest. Great. Wraithwing got itself trapped, that's fine. You will go to the right place if I stand... No, you won't. Okay, I'll have to do something different. That's fine. This still isn't. It's getting there, though, maybe? Oh. Will that work? No. Not when I'm facing this way. Well, let's face another way, then. How about that? There we go. Slay is free. I don't have to step into those beams to get you to... Hey! Rude, now I can't get out. Okay. So let's avoid that problem somehow. There. Great. That's perfect for stabbing. Now you can go on that nice comfortable pressure plate there. You almost just kind of did it. But then you changed your mind. There, that'll do. Okay. Puff. Don't look at that Slayer. Look at this Omplic here. How do I get this? Oh, I just stabbed that and... Oh, shoot. I need... that's fine. I can... No? No, I still need another Omplic. Wait. Isn't this a problem? I did things in the wrong order. Got it. This can wait. Alright, Slayer, come here and go there. Now you're going to... Actually, you can even be the one to stab that. Lucky you. In theory you can. If you were more cooperative, which right now you're not being. Hey, stop that. Slayer! 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 There is no move that makes you go the way I want. There. And I think if I step west, you'll go north. Southwest? Turn? Now west? I'm wrong. Maybe I don't have a move that does that. I can push you if we face our weapons the right way. You're not allowing that to happen. Yeah, I don't have enough wall to do what I want. An Omplic would also be a pain to get there. Alright, Slayer, how will we do this? There's totally a way to have this much distance and walk you there, isn't there? Here, stab at everything. Thanks. The thing that goes here is going to be this Omplic, by the way. How will that happen? That's a west pressure plate. I guess I'll move him way up here, then step into where his former home was. Sure. That'll be fine. And yeah, that puff will be for this final Omplic here. Oh yeah, by the way, I guess I had to eliminate two on a side in order to get access to this fuse, because otherwise I'd be double beamed as I went down here. So what's the move that gets you... There's a move that gets you up. I know there is. There's totally a move that does this. How do I make you step north? There's definitely a move that does that. I can't. Can I get you to keep your hook facing this way, and then I sneak in and... No. No, I can't. Alright, fine. Let's change things around. Since that didn't work out. But this gets me my Slayer, and I need my Slayer, don't I? No, okay, so this is for Slayer because he's the easiest one to move east. Is he? Probably. Yeah. That adds up. Alright, so to get you in there, I'm gonna do... Oh, not... actually, that's fine, isn't it? Why would that be a problem? Yeah, that's totally fine. Sure. Oh, and I had to do that! Now that I look at it, otherwise I'd be double beamed here. Okay, so, I had to restart, I just didn't realize why. Okay, so I'm gonna want southward sword direction here, so that you can find your way in there. There we go. He's seen that maneuver before. Did you know that? Alright, so Keg can be mine. I still need the Wraithwing. There's more to this room than I realized. Okay. So don't let the Wraithwing get trapped. You still need it. Here, while that happens, now get beamed. This feels more complicated than what I remember having done in my testing of this, but maybe this is exactly what I planned. Maybe I just found a harder way to do it. Because this is pretty open-ended. There's like, I know there are a few different ways you can do this. I think there are. But maybe not. Maybe it is actually just this specific. I needed that guy to light that fuse down there, didn't I? Alright, so while we're doing this, let's take a little break. And go look down here for a moment. Wraithwing, don't get yourself in trouble. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there is still a double beam spot here, but I have a Wraithwing to deal with it. Now I can get in here and get the keg. I need the Wraithwing to stay in place, though. Is this a problem? I think so. No, I don't. I have the keg. There we go. Okay, Wraithwing's job is done. You know what? There are so many more layers to this room than I remembered there being. This is actually pretty cool. I'm happy with how this is. Wow. There we go. Fitting for the final room of the final level. I mean, this isn't, like, super climactic, but... you know, it's intricate. Slayer! I should have just put the orb on the other side. That's not supposed to be an annoyance that you have to deal with. That's just like an extra unnecessary thing. I should have put the orb on this side. Just so that wouldn't happen. Definitely doesn't make the room better for the Slayer to just close that when he feels like it. Alright, I'm gonna need you to get yourself the other way around. You're still the same way around. No, you weren't. No, that was the right way. There we go. Okay, you do that. Now come here and step on this. I'm giving the orders here. Can we go north? Yes. Neat. Alright, Puff. Come here. Don't look at Slayer. Don't look at... Well, actually, I'm the only other warm thing in the room. Do look at the Ontlik. There we go. There we go. Room clear. Okay. Level clear. Yeah, okay. So, exit level. I'll show you what actually happens at the conclusion of this next time, I think. That's just checkpoint here. Alright, so, next time, walking out of the level. And, yeah, stuff beyond that. I'll see you then. No, this feels wrong. This feels wrong. We cleared the level. Let's see the hold ending. I changed my mind. It's just a short walk. Hey, Slayer. Alright, so when I walk out of here, what happens? I missed some text, but I can come back for it. When returning from the stairs from the conference room back to Undercaves. We'll get there. Conference room. Bithro wasn't sure what was real and what wasn't anymore. The freezing gaze of the Ontlik felt like several people were overpowering him and holding him down. Walls full of seep made it seem like he was in a tiny cramped space he couldn't escape. All he could do was follow his Smite Master's instincts and try to stay alive. So that room with the 3 goblins and the floor spikes was the one I was thinking about when I wrote that sentence. I guess it could also describe the second last room there with where the Slayer had to stab a seep. Oh good, you're here! We managed to wrestle him into this closet and hold the door closed. He seemed to be having a real bad time, but he's calmed down a bit. Are you sure you still want to do this? He's fighting pretend monsters there. Definitely. We worked together earlier and he seems to trust me. I think I'll be okay. Alright, we'll open the door. Be careful. And they're manning the door for when he hits the orb. Bithro, it's me, Ralph. I need you to drink this. Huh? Is it working? Give him a moment. Why are you all looking at me like that? He's back! Bithro, you had us worried. What in Dugan's name did that expired potion make you see? Buddy, you don't even want to know. I'm just glad that's over. We're sorry you had to go through all this. You'll be paid the full standard amount for a dungeon cleaning, plus extra hazard pay for what happened. At least, I hope we'll be able to do that. We might be losing our main investor. Actually, I was quite impressed with how well you handled this. Continued funding shouldn't be an issue. Fantastic! We'll be sure to hit our next deliverable. You won't be disappointed. So, would there happen to be a back way out of this place? I don't think the ferry I rode here is coming back. Oh, of course. The stairs over there will take you to the edge of the lake. Great! Would have been nice to know about that on the way in. Anyway, my contract is done, so I'm off. Good luck with the potion business. Thanks. I'm sure you'll be enjoying our products in the future. Alright. So yeah. Just wanted to wrap this up without too much... Is this a real health? No. Without too much anything. Not 100% happy with some of that dialogue. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of pulling this out of nowhere with the, okay, Slayer. Slayer being perfectly happy with them now just because they handled this crisis really well. They had an antidote all prepared for him having drunk the wrong potion. I guess that was all he needed to see. I don't know, that's my least favorite line in here. But yeah, I just wanted Bithro waking up after Health gives him the antidote to just be like his grumpy, sassy, normal self. Just kind of had a little staring match with them. You know, he was Beethro. Anyway, these are the hold end stairs. Force checkpoint there because you're going to want it. Alright, cool. 7 hours 17 when I kind of knew what I was doing. Did get all the secrets, didn't forget any. Despite its rocky start, the new Ethelnan Brewing Company managed to carve out a comfortable niche in the potion market. Many old-fashioned architects continue to prefer the Glortharidians' mass production capabilities, but for small runs and specialty dungeons, the rival startup became a popular choice. Beethro found himself a bit more wary of speed potions when he encountered them in his delving. The flavor he had briefly enjoyed now reminded him too much of an experience he'd rather not repeat. They couldn't be completely avoided in his line of work, of course, but taking a quick sniff before quaffing the whole thing became part of his routine. Ralph was hired on the spot and helped pioneer airtight quality control so that no expired potion could ever make it into circulation. Thanks for playing! Alright, yeah. That hold-end text was written at, like, the very last minutes. I seem to remember right. No, wait, no it's not. I'm thinking of different text. Never mind. I said something that was false. I had some time to think about that. It was written in kind of a hurry. But I think it wraps everything up pretty well. Alright, so if I were to restore here... Yeah, I got all the secrets. We saw that already. Oh, right, that's just because... something. The number I need to look at is these two. Explored 100%. There aren't any other secret conference rooms. There was going to be one, but I guess it just never came together. This made more sense just as a story location. Anyway, yeah, so herb gardens would be the thing to do next time. Explored 10%. There's a bunch in there. Alright, I'll see you next time for Postmastery.